We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Island of the Lost. This is going to be session 3. We have a new player here who you'll all be meeting in character soon. But before we get started, we're going to take it away with a few plugs.
That's right there. So, today we have a special guest announcement, a special guest announcer for this episode, this third session of Within the Ring of Fire, Island of the Lost. That's right. Thank you very much there, Jono. Welcome to this third episode of Within the Ring of Fire, Island of the Lost. That's right. We're playing Within the Ring of Fire. Get it on drive-through-rpg.com. Unveil your mind to the vistas of imagination. Get the saga book. Get the theological codex. Get the book of true names. Learn the wisdom of the magi. And get monsters and men. For you understand here, you have to listen to my words. You have to understand something here, my brothers. There are certain forces at play here. Certain wizards of the coast will make you want to believe that falsehoods, that only Dungeons and Dragons is the only RPG of any worth, of any desire to anyone playing the fantasy genre. And I say no. That's right. No, not at all. That there are great games out there like this Ring of Fire, not peddled by the corporatists, by the globalists, by the technocracy and the technomaguses of the world that put stuff in the water that make you believe these lies and make the frogs gay. Not all that. Today we're playing an authentic RPG. And so relax, come with us and enjoy the delights that Alan will give to you through the mindscape of his imagination. That's right. That's right. For my name isn't Jesse the Body Ventura. And by the way, Hulk Hogan is a piece of trash. Whoa. Thank you very much. We also got some more announcements. Take it away, Rafe. Go plug your On the Edge of Shadows.
Excuse me. That was my former state governor. Thank you, Governor Ventura. So now, as you were informed, On the Edge of Shadow is a Bronze Age dark fantasy set in the world of Arclunar. That is teeming with a mixture of eldritch horror based on the workings of Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard, Eliot Scott, and the hermetic theosophy of Helena Blavatsky, and the author of The Secret Doctrine. Yes, so what you'll be looking at, what you'll be experiencing is the darkness, the awe, and those icy claws on the rim of your mind. Again, my channel is On the Edge of Shadow. We're gaming on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central, and Jono is already hooked. I'm going to be sending him an 8-ball of cocaine just to cope with the withdrawals, man. And Alan, I love you, brother. Take it away.
Yeah,
that's right. And don't forget to subscribe to On the Edge of Shadow, subscribe to Firestar Role-Playing, and subscribe. Just keep subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Take it away, Alan.
Thank you. Me and Grant here, also known as Rockbeak, are playing On the Edge of Shadow.
I'm still dying. I'm not. Yeah, you keep going. I'm dying.
We're playing On the Edge of Shadow, and it's amazing. We're having great fun. I've been sharing it on my Facebook page as soon as the sessions are done. So if you have my Facebook page liked, you'll see that as soon as they're up. And also, if you're looking to get into a game of Within the Fire, there's actually a game being talked about right now in Raw Immersive Games. If you go join that page and scroll back just a bit, you'll see a post describing a pitch for a game. And if you want to get in on Within the Fire, they might even be recording videos of it, much like this we're doing right now. So if you want to get in on that, you can go there, or if you want to run a game, then by all means post in it, and I'm sure that you will get some attention. If not from us, then I'm sure there's somebody there who will want to join it. And who knows, maybe if we have time, one of us can even join up with you. So make sure, get in there, post looking for FT, post looking for players, post whatever you want. That's what the group's for. Ask questions, anything. So yeah, without further ado, I'm pretty sure we got everything out of the way. And anybody can speak now if I haven't missed anything.
We are holding our peace.
All right. So we will get started with this week's session. We are going to start it with the primary group. Dahl was left behind to tend to his grandfather Oak as the others sought shelter. You're on the eastern beach of the island now, and you've been trekking along the beach for some time, heading towards the cliff sides. The sun is just going down now. The body of our Mazda, it's slowly descending in the horizon, and it's not quite dark, completely dark yet, but your eyes are starting to struggle to adjust for Kel, who is not used to the darkness already. But it won't be long now as you see the cliffs up ahead, the cliff sides, and by the time you reach the cliff sides proper, the waves are roaring back and forth. They're starting to get a little aggressive. Not large 10-foot waves or anything like that, but waves of like a foot or two are starting to roll up, more than simply rolling tides. Larger and larger waves are beginning to form. As you see above the sky, thunderbirds in the distance are coming towards the island to bring rain and storm and thunder. But just when they're about to arrive, the group spots a small opening in the side of this cliff. It looks like there's a small narrow path leading to it. You are going to have to watch your step, but it's not going to require any climbing to get to this opening. The opening itself looks big enough to fit at least an ogre or two standing side by side, so it should provide more than enough room for the lot of you. You're unsure just from looking at it from the outside how deep it goes, if it's going to provide adequate shelter for the entire group or what, or if anybody is taking residence even. So we will take it away with whoever is leading the party.
So leading the party, the three individuals. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Phil.
1 second, sorry. Just so I'm able to find them later, do you mind if I make a perception check using my racial ability, please, Flame Tender?
Yes, last session you actually said that you did that on the toy you gave Oenir, so no perception check needed. I'll just let you've basically been watching them the whole time. It's pretty straightforward. They're just following the path, following the beach all the way down the island, and then found the small cave. So yeah, you could follow them if you wanted.
Perfect. No worries. No worries.
Okay.
Sorry, but back to you, Jenna. My apologies.
No worries.
So
no worries,
just for
man.
clarification, we left Dar that morning, correct?
Yes, you've been walking for about a day now.
All right, perfect.
So as the three of us begin to trudge along the coastline, legs weary and bruised, traveling through the jungle, across sandy beaches, eventually come across this cave entrance, leading the three of them, expertly darting through the trees and taking everyone through a fairly chaotic and a very roundabout sort of path, but a path specifically designed to not leave behind tracks, and a path that is traversable despite appearances. Leading him forward is Oenir. She stands about 5'2", weighing just over 125 pounds. She's a bobbin chi from the dark wood, on the continent, on the mainland, with Vanul so far, far away. If you imagine your mind a satyr, but instead replace the goat features with that of features of a doe, a female deer, but with the addition of antlers. She has 2 large doe ears that extend from the sides of her head, 2 twisted horns about 6 inches long, protruding from her forehead. She's currently wearing a large straw hat that has been woven to her by a good friend, and and given to her by a good friend. And comically, in a sort of novelty hat style, tied around her antlers is a deer carving made of wood that has been tied with bits of string, and it, for some reason, is been tied there and is on her head. She is huge, beautiful, verdant green eyes, and they're tinged with teal specks. And she has an otherworldly quality to her, with her pale skin, her dark auburn hair that just reaches a few inches above her shoulders. She's a fae, and she turns and looks at Kel, who is behind.
Kel is a frame of what my companions will call a mixed heritage. He is abnormally huge for a male frame, as of their species. The males are smaller than the females. Kel towers over everyone at a titanic height of 6'9", and he wears next to nothing save for a tattered wine red loincloth that more or less looks like a skirt, kind of tied around his waist and held together with a wide dark leather kidney belt that covers his hips from his navel about to his waist. He has stuffed into one side of his belt is a copper trowel that he has one edge sharpened on a rock that's being used as a makeshift dagger. And he has a stone dagger on the other hand side, and he's just absent-mindedly walking along, following his dear companion, and mostly he's watching the sunset, keeping an eye on where he's going, and one eye on the sunset. He's very much taking it in and basking in those last few moments of sunlight. He'll glance over his shoulder. How are those stubby legs, my friend? Going to Rockbeak, who's standing behind him.
Yeah, fuck off, tall man. Rockbeat would say as he's wobbling along, hobbling, and bringing up the rear. He seems ornery. He stands 5 foot, 250 pounds of, he would say, solid muscle, although there might be a little bit of fat on there. He is a Chthon, but unlike the rest of his species, he has a abnormally thick hide and has sprouted a shell with spikes upon it. He is built like a tank, but he is small but fierce. He has one eye. His left eye is just a socket, where his eye used to be, and one little beady eye in the other one, which darts around. He seems pretty pissed off. He's tired of walking. He's hungry. He's thirsty. He wants to kill some people. He wants his gear back. He's just sick of shit. So he's just grumbling and mumbling along, gazing up every now and again. Sometimes pulling his head back inside of his shell to get out from the heat, get the sun off his eye. And he's just wobbling along, hopefully praying to Reshra that he will find shelter soon.
Oenir, it's not much farther, is it? I don't want one of my cheeks to be bitten by an ornery turtle.
I think over there. Do you see that entrance? Here, this is what I was talking about earlier. I took a quick glance when I was here, but I had to rush. There were things in the forest. As I glance over and I grab a piece of
a leaf, a branch from a tree, and I just grab a handful of leaves and I just begin to absentmindedly sort of munch on it, kind of shading my eyes away from the sun a little bit. Yes, that looks over there. That entrance. Do you see that over there? I point.
It looks like the Mars crack of his ass over there. We even sure how deep that thing goes?
No, I do not know too much about caves. I know burrows a little bit, but you said something earlier about there being some sort of creature inside these places, and that is very wise. I think there could be something in there, and we should be careful. We should be very, very careful. I say, looking around nervously. There were these dragons I saw earlier in the forest, huge ones.
Dragons, you say?
Yes, they were eating these slug creatures, and these slug creatures are like the size of two rock peaks on top of each other.
Hey, I don't want to fuck with no dragons, all right?
No, not at all.
Well,
How are you feeling, you two? You kept up okay?
I still feel like shit. I mean, it could be better, could be worse.
we are bruised and bloodied, but well enough.
Let's be careful. I'll go on ahead first and have a look.
Yeah, you go on ahead in there first, You're all healthy and whatnot. Kind of just nudge Kel. Yeah, she's pretty healthy, ain't she, Kel?
He looks down and smirks. That's enough of that now. There's work to be done.
So I begin to...
Take a look
Yes.
for her.
Okay. I spit out some of the leaves I was just chewing, and then start to carefully, very, very carefully, sticking to the palms, sticking to the reeds, sticking to the vines, start to approach the sort of this craggy, cliffy sort of... I imagine it's kind of like a beachhead, Alan. It's sort of like a large sort of rocky outcropping, almost like a small mountain that's kind of rising.
Yeah, and it is. Go ahead.
Are we looking at a sea cave, just kind of naturally eroded out of an escarpment?
Yeah, it's a little ways up from the water, and it's like a cliffside that is facing the ocean, but there's a small path, not like a literal like man-made path, but a small traversable section of the rock where you don't have to climb, but you can shimmy across to the entrance of this cave that's in the side of the cliff face.
I want to use some outdoorsmen to see if I can pick out if that's a well-worn path from traffic or if that's just natural erosion.
All right.
Oh, shit. And that is... That'll be 19 total.
The path looks like it has been used, definitely, but it is natural in formation, but it has been used. There's not as much there's not as much rocks or wildlife or anything like that. Like on occasion, you'll see a small nest nestled across in the rocks and hard to reach places. But this little path, all that has been cleared out, and it looks relatively empty and relatively clean compared to the rest of the cliff face.
Can I tell how long ago it was traveled across?
Within the last few days, you'd say.
We'll relay that to Oenir, saying that you might have some company up there. Keep your
I
claws
dart
open.
around quickly at that as I was just bending down and just picking up just a huge stone, like coral piece of stone rock just washed up on the side of on the shoreline on the beachhead. I picked that up and turn
dart my eyes looking at you. Catch the sun slightly as I look at you, and then I sneeze. What? Where? You think there's something in there?
The path looks like it's been walked upon in the past few days.
Yeah, I start looking down for tracks as well. I want to sort of confirm if maybe he's correct. I want to have a look myself. Alan. Probably can I make a bit of a roll something to
Yes.
determine? Yeah.
Rockbee's going to be watching the rear.
All right. It's been 14, and then that's going to be 16 total.
All right, so what exactly are you trying to determine?
If there are tracks of animals, of creatures, of monsters, or whatever, kind of leading as I'm slowly approaching the entrance to the cave. I'm trying to see if there are any signs of animals or life or things like that.
Yeah,
Tracks.
There are. You notice, although they're not fresh per se, there seem to be footprints leading up to the cave of a humanoid creature. Like, you're not sure, you
Interesting.
can't quite tell what species it might be, but they're two-legged with normal-ish feet. Like, well, I say normal in the way that normal, like human-esque, not so normal for you.
In the heel.
Not my cloven hooves. Yeah. Okay. So as I start to move up and I see some of these tracks, I hesitate for a moment before then I wave over to the other two. I just give you a bit of a wave. Maybe you don't know what that means, but if you got grades in outdoorsman, it probably just means like just I found something. I then begin to. I then carefully and quietly begin to skirt around the ledge and start to approach the cave entrance, but very quietly, very, very carefully. I've got just a huge piece of rock in the left hand as I'm moving.
And as you
quietly.
approach it, you have to essentially, it's fairly narrow, having to put 1 foot at a time. You can't put both your feet next to each other while walking across the pathway leading up to it. Once you get to the cave, it looks like you'll be able to stretch if you wanted, but the path leading up there is narrow, but not so narrow that you'd have to make any sort of rolls to balance on it, unless you were trying to hurry. But since you're taking your time, you're able to slowly move along the edge of it. And as you approach the mouth of the cave, you can see in the dark, right?
Yeah, perfect vision in the dark.
Yeah, I thought so. As you approach it, you look into the cave, and the first thing you notice is just maybe 10 feet into the cave, and the cave does go rather deep, that there are some paintings on the wall.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, so I see these pictures. I think perhaps this could be some sort of strange occultist sort of hut or hideaway. I don't know what those pictures mean, that's for sure. I got no grades in academics or anything like that. So, but
I'll describe
listen for a while.
you if you want to examine them.
Sure, yeah. As I'm slowly like walking a meter or walking like 4 feet and then stopping and listening and then moving 4 feet, stopping and listening, just kind of like carefully. But I'm getting closer to the paintings.
You have no grades in artist, do you?
I have. No, I don't.
All right. You look at the painting. You're not quite sure what it was painted with, but it depicts something that resembles an ogre, it looks to be painted well enough to your eye, and the ogre seems to be in completely naked, a male ogre, completely naked, but wearing a bear skin cloak. He looks to be in a hilly environment, and it goes on like a mural almost as you keep looking, and it keeps going on deeper into the cave. I'll describe it piece by piece. There's the first piece, and each piece leads deeper into the cave, so tell me when you don't want to go in any further. But this is the first segment you want to see. Would you want to move on to the second segment?
Yeah, carefully.
Alright.
I'm just listening and keeping an ear eye. If I hear anything, I'll stop, but otherwise, I'll keep going.
All right, the second segment shows him tearing the head off of one of the strange humans that you've seen a few of on the island, and it goes on to show him being chased by a mob of humans. And then this segment ends and starts trailing off deeper into the cave.
Hmm. This is like a story, I say to myself. Okay. Yeah, slowly. I sort of smell. Do I smell any different sense, or is it still the same sort of sense of like the sea outside?
Make a perception check with smell
Sure.
forte if you have one.
Okay. That's going to be 16 total.
You smell the smell coming from deeper into the cave of burning wood.
Okay. So that's definitely a sign of someone. I know that. I'll carefully approach my sort of wrapped in this green cloak with this stone in my hand, ready to throw it and ready to just dive out of the cave entrance at just a moment, at a drop of a hat.
If you want to
I
read the next segment of the painting, it's going to require you going to a point where you can no longer see the entrance as the cave starts to curve.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably go to one
Alright.
segment.
The next segment shows him picking up from him being chased by a mob, shows the ogre on a boat, and then the boat goes until a storm strikes, and then a war party of sirens, just like that attacked your ship, are attacking his ship, and it shows him killing multiple of them before being taken down and dragged into the ocean. And it continues to trail deeper into the cave. And just as you finish looking at this mural, you see deeper into the cave a faint light coming from deeper down the cave.
Yeah. So huddled down there as I see this sort of glowing. I am extremely nervous at this moment. I don't like being in such a claustrophobic area, but I stand there for a little while, not knowing what to do, whether I should try to get a look or should I avoid it. But I then start to back away, and I carefully and slowly begin to exit the cave if possible.
All right, and then we're going to cut to Phil. All right.
Hey.
You are sitting by the grandfather tree and waiting for him. It's all of your surroundings. Oh, it's just darkness as you're seeing through Oenir's toy that you gave her. And you see that she's beginning to enter into a cave. But you're interrupted from watching and following her. You hear the voice of your grandfather speak out from the tree again.
Mm.
Good, you have returned.
In character voice, anything. Anything for you.
I sense your companions are gone. Have they left you?
I have told them that I will meet them. I am seeing through the eyes of a toy they carry.
Good. You will need their aid in recovering your lost charge.
What must I do?
You must prepare.
How will this be done?
When their chieftain returns, you must retrieve your charge. He wears it as a trophy and amulet.
My character is going to seethe with anger. How dare they?
You shall.
What is this one to do? They are many.
Those around you. Use your companions. Use the people of this island. Use them. Take them. Prepare to take this seed by force if need be.
My character is going to be looking perplexed. Grandfather, may I speak truth as I see?
What?
Using others, bending them to my will. This is God's work, not mine. This is usurpers and traitors' work, not mine. I am using emotions given by Yilmok, and it feels wrong to me.
Those around you serve the usurpers. Those around you are no better than those who are stolen from you. The only who you may trust are your kin, and the sacred magi who follow the sacred law set forth by our Father. All else are traitors. Should you convince them, should you make them see the path, all will be well. But none come before your sacred duty.
This I understand. Thank you.
Let it be known. The lives of the usurpers, the lives of those who live on the island, they are forfeit compared to the value of this charge you have been given.
And it will be returned.
Preserve yourself well, my child. It would harm me to see you lost as well.
I will be careful. My friends are strong. They will protect me. And I will protect them.
Tell me of them.
There is a creature of Aruman, one of the fleet-footed. Oenir is her name. She is a friend to me. She is kind. There is a being of the silver dragon made from her will. He is a stone. His name is Rockbeak, and he is my friend. There is another, one who I am not sure is my friend. He is often cruel and laughs. He may have used Oenir. I will not speak his name to you, in case he is foe or friend I have yet to know. I will tell you of his name when I know what he is, kinsman or food for the farms.
Do not let these fellows distract you, though. Do not let them deceive you from the true path. I shall teach you the true path.
When
Return.
will I go to them, grandfather?
You
Or they
should.
are... Sorry, after you.
You should be wary of those you travel with, but not hostile. Not yet. You should be concerned of the kindness this creature of darkness shows you. This silver spawn you speak of sounds to be the closest you have to your kin. He is spawn not of usurpers or darkness. It would be wisest to not trust wholeheartedly the others. As for your path, you should return to me. Return to me when you have time. Return to me when you are alone. These secrets are for you and for you alone, my child. None shall hear the sacred paths of the magi, aside from those who have proven worthy. These are not for the common folk of Kvegathale. These are for the true protectors of Kvegathale, for those who would not misuse this power and those who would not fall to the allure of Ahriman.
You are wise, and you are kind. I will be with these companions, but I cannot trust them. For only you, my grandfather, and those who are of our faith and of our kind on this isle, I can truly trust. Would you know of any others? Any witches that dwell here?
You are the only of the faith here. You are the only of your kind here. Grindel or Orc. You are alone.
I have you, so I am not alone.
It pains me to not be with you, truly and only in spirit. I cannot protect you when your enemies come for you.
There must be a time when a sapling grows into a tree. Must be a time when a seed first sprouts, and there must be a time when the olden trees fall. Now it is my time to grow, to be strong, and to be of use to our Lord the Forest, to Our Lady Yunok. Please, I shall be fine. Do not concern yourself, grandfather. I am safe in mine own care and in the care of the forest.
You have grown wise. This pleases me to hear. I will leave you now after the night's lesson, but first, I shall begin your instruction in the sacred ways. First, we shall begin the instruction on the ways of the laws of the magi. And then he begins to just go over a long history. And it's like almost like a montage throughout the night as this long history lesson gets taught to you about the sacred tenets Nathraxu put down, how magic is supposed to be used, how there are people, the warlocks, and how there are the profane magi who would take the gifts and do horrible deeds with them and break the sacred pacts of Nathraxu, the laws laid down by those who came before. And he teaches you the dangers of sharing this knowledge with the common folk, and how you may only share it with the worthy, and how only those who have proven themselves worthy and uncorruptible have earned the right to walk the sacred paths of the Magi. And as you...
Has he... Quick question. So he's... In terms of the esoteric path of the witch, is he attempting to teach me... So which path is he taking me down?
He is giving you right now a general knowledge of magic in general and hasn't gone into in specifics right now. He's building the foundation for you to learn of magic.
I see.
He's basically just teaching you the responsibilities you have to adhere to as a magi.
100%. With great power comes great responsibility.
And then, as he goes through this, and the night slowly passes by, we'll go back to Oenir, and you're going to be seeing what she sees as well. So, when I ask for if they have a certain type of knowledge, it's also asking you to see if you know it, and then you can interject and tell me, like, oh, wait, I do know this, because you're kind of sharing the scene together. Even though you can't talk, you do see it.
Yeah, I can't communicate with them at all. So it's like, oh no. And they're just making horrible mistakes, and I'm just like the silent observer being like, ah, fuck.
Alright, we'll cut back. Alright, Oenir, you were just going back. You make it out of the cave without any problem. There's no nobody accosts you or anything like that, and you're able to shimmy back across to the group.
So as I come across, is the storm like approaching very quickly as I'm looking towards
when you get out of the cave, you can smell the rain almost, how close it is. You can see it in the distance. You can see the flashes of lightning. It's going to be on you within an hour, if that.
Yeah, okay. That helps me make my decision. So I emerge from the cave entrance and begin to make my way over towards the two of you waiting there.
And by the time you get back, it would be sufficiently dark enough you don't receive a penalty for being in the light any longer.
Yeah. So as that happens, I then take off the deer hat and the deer sort of carving. I put that away carefully as the wind is slowly starting to blow in. I emerge and I look quite concerned. Kel, Rockbeak.
And what's going on? We got shelter or what?
There's someone there. I think there's a fire. I smelled it. And there's a strange picture on the wall there. I don't know what it means. I'm some sort of ogre, but there's someone there. And I saw tracks. One track, it looks like.
Cal cocks a rather handsome red eyebrow at her and did you see who was in there?
I did not have a look, but I wanted to go ask you about it before we would go in.
Well, all right then. He it storms past you and up the path he goes.
Yeah, they can't kill us all. Let's go. Rockbeat starts waddling along.
I look pleased as I'm just behind Rockbeak. Like, oh God, thank God, I don't have to do this by myself. Ah, I'm completely
Cal
relieved.
look over his
I
shoulder
thought-
and say, "You're lucky I haven't tossed you in there first yet." He'll just wink.
I kind of laugh at that. I'd like to see you try. I give you a bit of a smile.
Oh no, by the gods, here we go again. Let's just go kill somebody before you get lovey-dovey.
All right.
Rockbeak, you still
Rockbeak?
got some of...
You go
Rockbeak.
first.
Wait, before he goes, Rockbeak, you still got some of that. When that satyr attacked you on the ship, it's still there. Do you see it there? You should wash.
What? I can't see shit. I thought the tree got it off me.
You have vomit on you still.
Hey, come on. It could happen to anyone. I thought the tree got it all off. Oh, damn.
Go jump. The ocean's right there. Go.
I ain't jumping in the damn ocean. And this stuff in there is going to kill me. And
It's probably why you're diseased. You need to clean yourself.
It's going to rain soon. I'll just take a shower then, all right? Let's just go.
You're so weird. Okay, I'm right behind you. If anyone comes at us, I don't know. I'll throw stones. Don't worry.
Rockbeat just cocks his neck out, extends his neck, looks over there, like, I'm the weird one. Oh, that's the pot on the kettle black right there.
I just shrug. You look like you're slightly better now, at least.
He just grumbles under his breath and Thubin.
Kel will step aside for Rockbeak to go in first.
All right, Rockbeat moseys on in there. He's taking his time across the little shimmy. He's not going to fall into the abyss. But he starts moseying over there.
Oh no, we lost our flame tender. So we kill everyone in the cave. We take all of
the
their
XP.
things.
Yep.
And we set up shop. Yeah.
He's on his way back. It's just a technical difficulty.
Yep, we get all the XP.
Fine. We killed everyone. It doesn't matter.
We get adorned with jewels and all the women and everything.
Oh yeah, Alan. By the way, we killed everyone.
Yeah, you missed it. It was a pretty good battle.
Sorry about that. All right. Now with Phil back with us, we will go over to his scene now as you enter into the cave led by Rockbeak.
All right, fine. All right. Anyway.
All right. So Rockbeak, you're leading them into the cave.
Rather heroically.
And nobly, I will add.
Yeah, he's noble as fuck.
So
Very regal.
Even covered in vomit.
with Rockbeak, do you stop to look at the paintings at all, or do you just march right in?
He doesn't have any time for paintings, so he'll just ignore them if he even sees them. He's on tunnel vision right now. There's somebody in here. Could be food. He's hungry, and he's just going for it. I mean, he ain't sprinting or nothing. He ain't getting too far ahead, but he's still just waddling along, ready to tear someone's jugular out.
All right, as he trudges along and just keeps going, you turn the corner and you see the faint light of fire off in the distance, like at the very, very end of the cave.
All right. I don't break stride. And as long as they're behind me and I'm not too far ahead, I just keep going. I'm trucking. I'm not trying to be stealthy because I don't have any stealth. I mean, I'm just going. I'm not like screaming like, ah, hey, how you doing? No, I'm just walking up there.
All right. So Rockbeak trudges along, making all the racket so that half Kawigatail hears him as he trudges along down, echoing throughout this cave, and literally it's you guys hear his heavy stomps. You know whoever's in here knows you're coming now. It's like a tank rushing through. He's stomping, and
I cringe horribly at this. Just this. This is not how you do it.
Kel just has a very cringy smile on his face, going, "Oh no, oh gods no," but it's his friend doing this, so he's like, "I gotta back this guy up. This fucking turtle's gonna get me killed. God damn it!" He'll draw his weapons and just he'll be ready for anything, or well, nearly anything.
And
I am taking this moment to perv on Kel's back. However, I'm admiring that. Definitely.
Oh, well, why, thank you.
Rock, because you walk up and round this corner, you see a light up ahead that looks like a fire.
I pick up my pace a little bit, kind of like get the adrenaline pumping a little bit. Oh, who's going to be there? What's going to be? A band of pirates, ogre, slug people. So Rockbeak's just, he's picking up momentum. He's going. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to eat good tonight. He's chugging.
All right. As you go up there, Thomas, please describe to us what Rockbeak sees as he comes rummaging up, making loud, heavy steps. You hear him. You heard him a mile away as he just waddles up to your campsite.
Well, you see, what seems to be in the shape of a female, with pointed ears like Kel, with long flowing blonde hair, and a raggedy, torn up dress, seeming to be using chalk or something like it to draw, or more like a write something on the cave walls, and some sort of something that seems like it could be Dedadaes, although it's very loosely written and almost as if it's almost combining multiple languages. And she doesn't seem to care at all that you're coming in. Although you do see, well, you think you see, within the shadow that she's casting from her back being turned to the fire and whatnot, a small light illuminating, a dim light illuminating from her face. Or where one should be.
And also, as you move up, when you get into the light, you can also see there's a large skeleton in the corner that you can only guess was an ogre's skeleton.
Rocky just stops. He's flabbergasted. It's not a slug man or ogre or nothing, and he's just like, "Hey, it's a thing."
So, when Kel walks into this chamber, he lays his eyes upon this quite beautiful fraying woman, and he smiles from ear to ear as that next moment, Rockbeak will feel a hand on the edge of his shell, and he is thrown to the side, just out of the way. And you are surprised at how Kel just effortlessly, just with an it just threw you against the wall, and you are now on your back, as pathetic as any turtle can be put upon. And he strides into the room, looks like he owns the place, and he says, "Well, good evening, my island flower," as he takes a few moments to take in the sight, and as well that ogre skeleton, and his eyebrows about disappear into his hairline, and he says, "Well, Rockbeak, without looking back at him, you will not be dining upon ogre this evening."
Ah, you bastard! I can't get up. Someone push me over. Help! Help!
Figured
I-
he must have finish with the chalk and sets it down and glances back
he's
at
been
you.
speaking Desizes the whole time.
Glances back at you with beautiful golden eyes that reflect the light of the fire with 3 grades of attractive, if that matters to you.
I also have 3 grades of attractiveness.
I have a face of disinterest and puzzlement on my face a little as I stare up at you with seeming as if I could feel nothing.
I quickly, as I see this strange alien, from the back, as Rockbeak is just like flailing on his back and kind of rocking back and forth. I fortunately don't help you, Rockbeak. I just like I just put this. You're sort of like shaped like a ball. So conveniently, I just put the rock I was holding inside the bowl that is now Rockbeak. So I give Rockbeak a rock.
How the hell this? Help me get up, you bastard! Archie's flailing and snapping his beak around. You can't see.
Shush! I say. And then like a green shadow, I meld and then appear from behind Kel's back and peer around to get a good look at this new person. And you're sort of like sitting down, or are you standing? How tall are you?
I'm on my knees right now, but I
Oh, yeah.
seem to have long legs.
Yeah, so as I sort of then peer over and eye you with huge, weird alien kind of like eyes, green eyes, as I then slowly reach out with a just vicious looking clawed hand with long black talons. But I then quickly, Rob, take the hand and take the fingers through your hair, your golden like hair, and I kind of brush it down slightly, slowly.
As
I'm
you begin to do
just
this, I slowly
peering at you.
rise to my feet.
And as you rise to your feet,
Well,
I know
not
you're about
hostily
5.
at all. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like gently getting up.
Yeah, and as you're rising, I'm only about 5'2". How tall is your character?
Standing at full height, I'm a little, I mean, to Kel's knowledge, he knows that I'm a little shorter than most women, trained women, but I'm 5'9", around.
5'9". Okay, so a little tall.
Okay.
So as you stand up and run my weird hand through your hair, I look at
Kel will
you
reach
and
out
say,
and smack your hands. Leave her be. Don't touch her hair.
What's going on over there? I can't say shit.
"You are," and I say as Rockbeak's just flailing in the background, I say to this new person, "You are beautiful." As I then take the hand again and kind of like take another strand of hair and just kind of pull it down to your front.
I've been staring
Who
at
are
you
you?
with seeming disinterest in my eyes, but then my eyes shift over to the side, seemingly to nowhere. And I say, Preston, I'm sorry, but there's company here. I'm gonna have to go.
And then you only you hear this voice, Tommy. No one else hears this, but it says back to you, I've noticed. He still doesn't make any sense, but it looks very pretty. As he rubs his hand across your work, not smudging it at all, and then fades into the darkness.
And I look back at you after saying that. If you're here for the chalk, then I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to part with it.
The chalk. I look up at Kel with a bit of confusion in my eyes as I'll hand it over to Kel and Rockbeak.
without looking down at Oenir, because his eyes are glued to this woman at this point. Oenir, help our friend off the floor, please.
No, it's fine. I'm comfortable now. I just stay down here forever. It's a nice fucking view.
Oh, well, looking at my
That's-
backside and back, I suppose it would be a good view, wouldn't it, Rockbeak? Hmm?
All I can see is the fucking ceiling.
Well,
I
you're
step
missing
back,
out.
not taking my eyes off this new person. I think it's a Freyne. As I'm just
it's
like
a
stepping
Freyne.
backwards. As I'm stepping backwards and heading back towards Rockbeak, and then I try and just roll him over. I'm not really that strong, but like I will get there eventually. As I roll you back onto your feet.
Oh, thank you. Just stretch my neck out, stretch my arms and everything. It's
I then
horrible.
look at my hands, and there's something on it. Rockbeak, you still got some of that vomit when the Satan attacked you 2 days. Do you bath? Do
What?
you know how to wash?
What? I mean, that damn tree was supposed to get it all off. I mean, it's all his fault anyways. No, I ain't taking a bath. I ain't got time for that. We've been trying to survive.
That's why you're infected with diseases and demons.
Well, and that's probably because, they took my finger off. And I'm beaten to hell.
I look completely like I've given up. but very quickly then I absentmindedly then turn and just face. I don't know how the newcomer can see in the darkness. It's pretty dark, probably in this corner, but as the shadows are sort of dancing in the low fire of this cave, I'm just staring with huge green eyes on the darkness at this new person. Just absentmindedly just rubbing my hands, my claws, just getting the gunk off my hands onto Rockbeak's, putting it back on Rockbeak's shell. It's his vomit, so he can have it back.
Hey, come on now. We just tried to shrug away, get away from in here. He doesn't want more vomit.
So as you move away, then I once again assume my position behind Kel and just staring.
My eyes are shifting between you all as you speak. But then suddenly my eyes widen, as almost as I forgot something. And I quickly go back down to my knees again and pick up 2 pieces of chalk. And then I start writing in a very strange way, with one hand over the other, seemingly writing what looks to be with words, some sort of sentence or something like that, but very strange, almost like symbols. I begin writing quickly.
So, Alan, since I've kind of been standing there the whole time, is it safe for Kel to assume, or should we assume that Kel saw our newcomer basically turn her head and look at nothing and talk to herself?
Yes.
Okay, so now that she's drawing on the floor with chalk, Kel's going to take a step back and he's going to give her rather a quizzical look, and he'll shoot a look back at his 2 companions.
Does any of you read and write? What languages do you guys read and write, by the way?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Illiterate city.
Oh my god, am I the only one illiterate? Oh, Jesus. Yes, I can read and write. What is she saying?
What do you read?
It would be... we agreed on... It was Desazay's. I can write anything that I read. So I find it. Hang on here. Desazay's, more ghoulish, and Thuban.
As you look at it, it looks similar to Desazay's, but some letters are right. Like you can make out half words here and there, but overall it's like a archaic at best version of Desazay's. It's very, very odd. You've never seen writing quite like it before. Would you have any... Do you have any grades in artist or academics?
I have academics is better than artist.
And would you have a forte in deciphering unknown languages?
I do not.
What fortes do you have in artist, if any?
Artist would be calligraphy.
All right, you can make...
Does that count in this case, or no? That's just typeface. Excuse me. No.
Yes, you can actually make a artist roll using that.
Oh,
Here.
fantastic. All right. Oh shit. Oh my god. 28.
You actually, after staring at it for a while, decipher it as a very advanced form of Desazae's. Like, it's a very artistic liberty is taken with the letters, but you can start to make it out. It is Desazae's, but it's very, very highly stylized.
She's illuminating her script then. Excellent. Okay.
Like, and it's in a way you've never seen before as well, because you've seen this before with Desazae's. It's rather common in Pagan culture, but this is very abnormal. Like, she's going really far out there, like at how this is stylized, and it seems like she's writing with two hands, as she said, like at the same time, and the thing she's writing seems to be some form of poetry, and I'll let Thomas take over and describe what that is.
What does it say?
Well, it's being written as you watch, and overall the message seems to be something about isolation and feelings of darkness coming over like waves of the ocean. Something about feeling someone's last breath. Very dark things. Very lonely.
I'll go ahead and I'll read the script and kind of mutter it to myself, kind of chew on the words, and then I'll translate to the rest of the party. And finally give them a look that says, all right, she's nuts. I'm done. She's not cute anymore. She's crazy.
You are... What are you doing here? I once again move up a little bit and very, very interested in what you're doing as you're drawing this strange patterns on the floor.
Kel, you also notice that while as disinterested she looks in just about everything, when she is writing this, her face is lightly glowing.
He'll take note of it and then just smirk as it reminds him of one of the very few fond memories of home, but he says nothing.
And as Oenir speaks to me this way, I let down my chalk again. I stand up. I'm here because I wanted to be alone. I'm finishing my work.
Your work? Here? Are you hiding from the ogre as well?
No. I'm just alone.
What is this one? And I point towards the corpse of the skeletons. Is that you're doing?
Kel looks on with great interest.
No, it was here when I arrived. Although I have befriended Rusfin since.
Befriended the corpse.
I'm not told at you.
Are you a... Yeah, I look puzzled, extremely puzzled. Are you a follower? And I take from my green cloak, and I keep safely hidden away. I present you a medallion-like brooch. It depicts it's Freyne make, very, very obviously Freyne make, and it's got some Freyne script on it. And you can, if you have any grades in theology at all, you can very quickly determine that it's a holy symbol, a pendant of Array, the goddess of dawn. It picks a flaming chariot, pulling the sun across the sky by a unicorn.
I don't seem to show much expression, but even that you can make out, even I'm a little puzzled at seeing this. I clearly don't understand it.
No. As you sort of, the confusion on your face, I then slowly, delicately take it back and kind of look at it for a while. And so, I don't understand. So you are here? Are you trapped on this island as well? And you are so beautiful. I once again get another clawed hand and I just kind of run it through your hair. You remind me of someone I saw long ago. What is your name?
So I glance at the floor a little. My name is Relia. I wish I could leave this place, but I suppose it has become my home now. I was betrayed and brought here.
So you are trapped here. We are as well. We have been looking for a place to hide, and I am Oenir. And if you're familiar with Freyne customs, Oenir is kind of like, it's a male Freyne name. It's kind of like the equivalent of Stephen, something like that. You know, it's not a female name at all. This is Cal, and I gesture towards the golden, brilliant giant.
He just nods.
And the loud one back there is Rockpeak.
Have you, out of character here, have you helped him up yet, or is he still floundering?
No, he helped
He's
me
out.
Oh, okay.
Ew, fuck.
Well, my dear, I am not the leader of our little troop, but you have my vote. You can throw in your sorry lot with us if you wish.
No, I am the leader. I just say, just like very, just putting out there, establishing it.
He just points to Oenir and says, "Yeah, that's her." Smiles and then just kind of like pushes her playfully. Almost, there's a little too much force there. He almost knocks you the hell over. But
yeah, I'll give you like a bit of an angry scowl at that as you kind of push him up against the wall. Stop. I give you like a dangerous sort of look, like otherwise, you know, we're gonna play a game. But then suddenly, as that look passes over, that angry look passes over my face, I just turn away quickly. That one there is Rockbeak. You don't have to worry about him, but he smells, but he's okay.
And he is quite ill in the head as well as in
Yes.
the body.
Hey, what? I'm not fucking ill in the head.
Cal will dismiss himself to go outside and watch what is left of the sunset. Get some fresh air.
I'm assuming you're all here to seek shelter?
Yes. And we are here now. I sort of say that with yeah, we're here and we're not going to leave. It's a bit like not very friendly. But it's not exactly hostile either, but it's just like we're not going to go anywhere.
Try staring into your eyes as you speak.
Hey, is there any food in this place? Robbie starts just rummaging around looking for food.
At that, I then pull. At that, I pull my eyes away from your eyes, Relia, and oh yes, I almost forgot. Yes, the strange one, the Rockbeak. He needs to eat. He eats meat. I say slowly.
And Rockbeak, as you scrounge around, you do find some assorted fruits, like basically couple handfuls, as much as you could carry within your arms, kind of laid off to the side. But that's about it.
It's sickening. Got no real food in here. Uh,
It is food for me.
that's just great. The gods just laughing at me. I'm gonna starve to death, or I'm gonna get an infection and die. One or the other. Oh, just fucking great, Rob B. What you got yourself into? And then Rockbeat will just go out. He'll just go back outside with Kel. Either he's gonna rain and wash his shell off, or he's gonna go look for some fish in the water. He's starving. He's gotta find some food.
Yeah, definitely. As Rockbeat start to hustle and bustle out angrily, I kind of left there in the room as this bright fire is still sort of burning here. I shield my eyes away from it slightly as I then kind of lift up an arm to shield my eyes away, and I look at you. Yep.
I seem to notice you doing that, and I step in between you and the fire. You do that. As I help you.
I sort of appreciate that. A slight smile comes across my face as I look up at you, and I'm like staring at you eerily, as if I'm just like trying to piece something together. Like I'm studying you. It's really like, whoa, this person is just like in your face. I'm only like about 2 feet away. It's kind of quite close. A little bit in your personal space. The large one, the Rockbeak, he cannot get angry. He cannot get hungry. He is dangerous, and he can eat you, and he can eat anything. You best watch out and stay away from him when he is hungry.
You see him as an enemy?
No. He is... I kind of like stopped and kind of cringe a little bit. Or not cringe, but I kind of like narrow my eyebrows. He is a companion, a pack sister, pack mate. He is strong. He's very strong. He's good to have around. This place is filled with monsters. Horrible things lurk upon this isle. We are trying to get off. Are you the same?
I reach out towards one of your antlers.
I slightly move back. Slightly, but then move forward a little bit. And then allow you to touch them. They've got a little bit of string on either end. Sort of like this for some reason.
I just gently poke one of them and then take my hand back. Are you from the forest?
Yes. I was born there. I lived there for most of my life. And I left. I left when I found something else. When I found the dream for something else. But
I believe I've heard something of your kind in my home.
Is that so? I kind of step forward a little bit, just slightly closer. And what do you think?
Well, I heard that you were food for predators. Those creatures that act sentient.
Kind of hiss at that slightly, look a little bit angry. Yes. Yes. We are attacked by them. We are hunted by them. But, and I grip my green cloak together tightly with these clawed hands. But as I lean in, We also do our own hunting. We also do our own. We are not easy prey. Not like Kel. And not like Rockbeak as he is right now.
You remember?
Those two, they are wounded. We need to rest here for the night. From the storm.
You remember
And
the first time you killed?
I kind of look far for a little bit, as if I'm just staring out into space for a second. Yes, I do. It is sometimes something which must be done, regardless of whether you want to or not. And what about you? Do you know what it means to take a life?
I've ended life before, just only a few that actually meant anything.
I look just surprised at that. Slightly a bit of sadness and sympathy appears in my huge green eyes. And once again, I sort of take out that hand and I'm just sort of obsessed with your hair a little bit and kind of playing with it a little bit as I run it down your hair. I would like to speak to you more. I need to go and get some food for Rockbeak, so that he is not hungry and will not decide to eat one of us. Will you be here?
Yes, I would offer to help you, although I wouldn't be of much use without a sword.
I sort of am a little bit confused, a little bit, as if I didn't quite understand what you just said a little bit, but I just nod anyway. It's okay. I'll be back. And I step back, and as I sort of step away, like I kind of stepping back facing you, and then I slowly turn and then just disappear very quietly and walk outside and leave you to the fireplace,
I'll
the
watch you
crackling flames.
till you enter the shadows, and then try to follow you a bit, but then you can notice that I can't see you any longer, and then my eyes look to the floor again, and then look to the fire, and then sit down beside it.
And with that, we will fast forward a bit. So we're going to skip ahead a chain as we wait for everyone to recover. And in this chain, I will go one by one to each of you, and you can give me a montage of what you want to do throughout this chain. But before we get to the montages, I just want to check. Phil, are you going to regroup with everybody and come live in the cave with them?
100%.
All right, so you would have made your introductions and everything with your new party member now.
What was the name of your character for one last time? Sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess it would probably be best if we did run the introduction scene,
Okay.
like John said. All right. So, when would you be coming? The next day, maybe.
Yeah. If like once the lesson has concluded.
All right. So this is basically a day later, or give or take, and you finally made your way back to the. You made your way down to this cave, and people are just doing their assorted business, getting settled in, and then we're gonna have you walking in, and It is in the cave next to the fire, and I'm assuming you're basically seeing through your staff right now, and
Yes.
you see this fireplace, and you see this fraying woman here.
On the way there, do you mind if I foraged for food?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just so I don't starve to death.
Yes, that's fine.
That is a total of 10 on dice, plus I'm using outdoorsman, yes?
Yes.
So that would be a total of 16.
Yeah, you get more than enough food for the day for yourself.
Nice, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
so
Alright.
a tree slowly lumbers in. Tee lumbers.
I suppose, just if I may, very quickly, I would like to just as we finish that scene. Sorry, Phil, but just as finish that scene with
Oh, good.
Thomas's character Aurelia. I wanted to go outside and see where Kel and Rockbeak went, and just sort of talk to them a little bit, and then just basically just get settled for the night. And I just want to maybe just do some rolls because I want to also do some hunting and get some apothecary ingredients and sort of fungi from the forest and start like helping healing everyone up, if that's possible.
After this scene, we'll do rolls for everyone to see how well you guys perform over the next chain for resting. But I want to do that all at one time so I don't forget anything. So I'm just going to do this scene first, and we're going to go through the rolls over the montage as of what comes up. But did you have a scene you wanted to play out talking to Rockbeak and Kel, you said?
Yeah. So like as we sort of just head outside, and I slink away from the cave entrance, and that weird encounter with this, I think it's Freyne Relia. I kind of head outside, and where is Kel and Rockbeak? Where are you guys outside?
Hey, you guys.
And as a note, the storm has not started yet, but it is getting very, very close, and the rain will start pouring down basically any minute now.
Kel has found a nice long reed that he is fashioning into a fishing spear, and if you come by, he's kind of split the end into like a handful of prongs. He just looks up at you, and with a wink, he says, "I'm going to be feeding my pet turtle here soon."
Hey, I heard that. Oh, bastard.
Well, it's either you eat fish or you eat the small one here. He'll throw.
Hey, I'm going for the big one, more to eat.
Oh, is that how you are? All right. I will remember that.
I just stretch my neck out to you, like, yeah, that's right, big boy.
I'll make like I'm gonna smack the top of your head, but I don't want to get bit, so I won't.
He pulls his head back into his shell.
Rockbeak, he's not yours to eat. I look at you angrily, like very angrily, Rockbeak.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Well, excuse
Kel
me.
will stand very slowly and say, "Is that so, little lady?"
And I look at you and I
Well.
smile. Thank you so much for helping me feed him. I motion over to Rockbeak. I look so happy.
Yeah, remind me never to fuck with you again.
Fuck with you again.
I'm going to go look for some, maybe some quick food, maybe a fox or a deer or maybe some piglets or something for you, Rockbeak. And I'll also be gathering some ingredients and remedies. As I then like reach into my pouch and just take out like another handful of these strange fungi, and I pop another one in the mouth, and I just begin to just chew on it. Just kind of like still testing out the various fungi which I've collected, trying to determine their effects slowly through trial and error using my body
And here's gonna
as
kill
my wanton
himself.
custom. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. So I do that and I continue that process. But And tonight I shall tend to you and Rockbeak after I gathered some things, and then I turn and look towards the cave entrance. We'll have to stay there for tonight. The storm is going to come very quickly. What is that thing? She is beautiful.
That, my sweet, tiny, dear woman, is a Freyine woman.
Yeah, they all look the same to me.
Yes, we all do. We're all ugly and golden, and that one has blonde hair. I have red hair, so no, we all look the same.
What? It's so strange to see one of them here in that place. What was she doing with the rock? She was creating windows or pictures.
She was drawing on the cave wall, and she was drawing letters on the floor. She was writing.
Letters, writing.
Yes.
What is that?
He just blinks. Do your people not read and write?
I don't know what that is. Can you please just speak normally?
I am speaking.
I look like a little bit annoyed.
Writing, my dear, is, and Kel will actually, with his finger in the sand, will write down like his name. That's writing. These letters, these symbols are letters, and they make sounds, they make words. This is how you convey the same meaning on a paper. And then he pauses for a moment. She probably doesn't even know what a fucking paper is. As like the past 25 cycles of his life flash through his mind of traveling through human lands, because they have written language, they have paper, they have book bindings and all that, and he's just finally fucked back into his own consciousness in this moment and thinks, I'm traveling with the most podunk people I have ever met. A long moment is taken, and he says, "Never mind, Oenir. You don't need to know."
No. As he's sort of like showing it, bending in the sand and just like showing me the writing and various. You write your name and the calligraphy style that is so inherent to the Freyine, and you got a natural species advantage to that shit. As I kind of look over, I look just unimaginably impressed and just wowed. Like, you sort of like glance over your shoulder as I'm just looking at you just with just almost like a childlike wonder at this. And you can speak without speaking and take this and give this to people, and they could know.
Well, yes, if you could.
And so that's what this stuff means? That's what these things mean?
I'm gonna actually write Oenir, or your name, in the sand, and circle it and say, well, this is actually your name. And I'll point to mine, and this is my name.
And I point at the image, and that is my name?
That is Oenir in letters. These symbols are letters.
Wow. As I look just amazed and so that's what this means. I was so confused for so long. People were talking about these things in first port, and I did not know what they were talking about.
And then
wow. Signs, so yes, you're going to be quite confused if you don't read.
All of a sudden,
I nod.
You feel a drop on each of your heads, and another before shortly the letters are washed away as water begins quickly pulling up, and the Thunderbirds have arrived with a heavy downpour.
And that's the end of your reading lesson for today, my dear. He'll pick up his spear and go to the cave.
Before you leave, yeah, good.
I was saying Rockbee's trying to get all the vomit off of him. So the rain's on him. He's like rubbing his back, his shell up against anything he can, trying to get all the vomit off of him. So that's what he's going to be doing.
You see me give you an approving nod at that. Very quickly, as before you start to run away because you're very weak because you're afraid, Kel. I take off my green cloak and sort of wrap everything together, and it's pretty heavy. There are like 2 stones in there, just fucking boulders, just wrapped up there as well. And I just then hand that over to you, and I'm basically almost completely naked. As I then take this back inside and keep it dry for me. I'm going to go hunt.
He's kind of just really you want me to hold on to this then.
And I just turn and leave and head out into the.
Oh, he didn't take your cloak from you. No. So you're just kind of holding it out there for him as he's kind of eyebrow cocked and says, "That is a level of trust that we have not had a conversation about."
Trust? I don't understand. Like, I look completely confused, baffled. What do you mean?
Trust is a concept between.
I know what trust means. Friends, I laugh. I know what trust means, but what does that have to do with this?
I'm not taking your personal effects from you.
Very well. I'll leave it here. I'll come back for it. I'm going to go hunt.
Cal goes inside.
And I disappear into the jungle, even though it's raining. It rains in a dark forest as well, man. Like, the rain doesn't really bother me.
And before we switch to the scene where Phil introduces himself to the new companion, Rockbeak, washing his back against the rocks, will notice with his one good eye a large fin in the water, sticking out of the water like a dorsal fin, like a shark's fin sticking out of the water. Uncomfortably close to the shore.
I just scream like, "Get the fuck out of here! No one wants you around."
And then we'll transition to the scene as Phil, you may describe how your character enters into this cave.
So my character would be, I guess, just like he'd wait till it was light, because it would have taken him a long time to follow you guys. Particularly if he was doing stuff along the way. He's also not wanting to make too much of a commotion, so it may take a good part of the good part of the chain for him to just rock up. He is he's found some fronds, etc., and he's made for himself a new mask, which he's woven together because he likes to keep his face covered, because his blindness is generally a weakness which people would want to exploit. So he's covering up his face. He's shambling in. He's also, augmented his rags, which he's wearing with some, with some flowers, with some bits of colored vines and vegetation. He's looking quite a good deal healthier. He's looking quite a good deal happier too. If you've seen him walk before, there's a spring in his step, a very slow, drawn out, and exaggerated spring, but a spring nonetheless. He is also carrying some fruits and berries, and some roots which he's brought along. And would I have found any apple or peach trees along the way, Mr. Flametender?
No.
Apple,
You-
peach, or cherry trees at all? Cherry
None.
bushes, sorry. No?
There
Good.
would. The only thing you found on these fruits that you find on the island are unlike anything else you've seen anywhere in the world. They're not
Okay.
anything that's familiar to you.
Awesome. So they're possibly poisonous. Right. So I'm just going to, go where I last saw my companions in the cave. And just go up to the cave slowly and tentatively in case they've moved on. Do I see anybody there as I'm holding my staff in front of me?
What would everybody been doing over this chain? Oenir was hunting, right?
Yeah, so I suppose, like, so is this like a whole chain after our initial meetup? Is this when Dada is joining us, or is this like a day later? Or
We'll
like...
say this is a couple days later.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so yeah, definitely I've been doing a little bit of hunting, making sure that Rockbeak is fed because obvious reasons. As well, I've also been gathering various herbal remedies and really getting a lot of getting a small station set up in this cave, an area where I can mix these things together, kind of keep them together with my forte in apothecary. I'm just now starting to tend to the various ailments of Kel and Rockbeak, so I'm getting an understanding of their physiology and just understanding exactly how to tend to grievous wounds. So I'm definitely helping out with that and helping the healing process. I suppose as a note to Kel, each night I seem to be compulsively sort of chewing. You're starting to notice like one sort of thing. I'm chewing a lot of like leaves or bark or whatever, or twigs. I'm just sort of like compulsively sort of chewing. That's I've been doing that unique thing over the past few days.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And yeah, like what else? Yeah, that's gonna be really it for me. I also haven't visited you, Kel, yet, but I don't know. We'll see. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Kel has been resting and taking the past, we'll say, 73 hours, going back and forth from the cave to the beach to the surrounding area, just foraging for whatever wild edibles that he can. And when he's out on the beach, he makes sure that he takes he takes his time finding his peace, finding his calm as the tide rolls in and out, and he's making a note of hopefully when that shark comes back, he'll make note of that hunting pattern. He's heard stories of great predatory fish back in the human lands and the other islands that he's sailed across. So
would he be trying to get a look at the shark, or is he planning on trying to hunt the shark?
he may or may not have a mind for fishing.
Does he ever go into the water to get that close of a look, or does he keep his distance?
He'll go to about ankle deep. He knows. He's watched Shark Week a couple times, guys. Come on. He doesn't he doesn't mess around. But I'm going to assume that the water here is pretty damn clear. So if I saw a fish, I might be able to tell the difference between like a mako or a tiger shark, right?
Yes, but where you saw the shark the first time, it was dark out, so you didn't get a good look at it.
I
But
just saw a dark mass that looked like a shark in a suit.
yes, and
But in the water, as in treading water or swimming, fuck no.
all right. So
Kel ain't stupid. No.
as he keeps an eye out for this, he notices the shark comes back around, and he also notices there are a bunch of reefs around here, but the water quickly gets deeper the farther offshore you go, like surprisingly deep compared to other land masses. And he notices this shark that's been patrolling this area is indeed a very large great white shark.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Knowing sharks as
About
a
15 feet
player.
long.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. All right. I can take it. That's okay. Never mind. I'm kidding. No,
There are other sharks besides that one, but that's the big one he saw, though. Mostly hammerhead sharks, surprisingly. But
oh, those are good eating. Sorry, my
15.
character wouldn't know that.
15 feet. That's like, what, 3 meters? Jono?
No, that's like yeah, well, yeah, that's like
Oh.
5
Hey, no,
meters, 6
5
meters, man.
Fi-
Yeah.
5 meters, 6 meters? Yeah, that's more like it.
Like
it's about 5 meters.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
That's crazy.
No,
So I suppose over the next couple of days as well, Thomas's character Relia will notice that I think Kel doesn't, unless you sleep somewhere else, you don't exactly trance. That's gonna be a weird thing that's gonna come up.
no,
Definitely.
I sleep the sleep of humans, and he snores, but it's handsome snore.
Yeah.
The competition between Kel and Rockbeak.
Yes.
I make a note to find some herbs that could knock him out, keep him from breathing.
Keep them from breathing! Holy shit!
She's gonna fucking poison us and kill us.
I didn't realize I made her that mad.
So, during our stay here, I've definitely like cut up the bones of the ogre here, and I'm taking the bone meal and the bones and sort of like getting that material, as that's great material for like especially ogre bones, man.
Well,
that's like a strong. So making that.
We might have to play a scene about that when.
Sure.
when we
Yeah,
came
so
to do that.
I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna head over towards the sort of the corpse of the ogre, as I just came back from just some hunting, and like the second day later or something, and have like some herbs that I've put on just on the floor in the corner. And I approach the corpse, the skeleton corpse of the ogre, and I look to like do something with it. Then
You hear footsteps, very soft and graceful footsteps, but I approach you. You doing this? What are you trying?
I turn and look up at you. Oh, these bones are useful. You can use them for various remedies. I'll need to take some. And I look up at you like strangely.
I'm not sure what that would do to affect Rustin.
Who?
My friend, the ogre. Of course, I know he's.
Yeah, I look freaked out. What?
I know he is deceased now, although I speak with his spirit.
You speak with
it? I look down at the corpse. Like it's an old sort of skeleton, or is it like a recently sort of decayed sort of skeleton, or is it like still flesh hanging off it, or is it just like clean bone?
It's definitely a clean skeleton. It doesn't have like old flesh hanging off of it or anything.
Yeah, probably picked clean by crabs or something. Okay, so and you'll speak to it. I step back from the skeleton now, looking you and stepping back from you a little bit as well. Like what? Kind of look at you for a long moment. I'm just studying you. What are you doing in this moment as I'm sort of like looking at you?
I'm standing very still and watching you. Fascinous.
I see. You can. Is it that you can speak with the dead?
Yes.
A shiver runs down my spine. I see.
I have noticed that you're very clever and perceptive. So you must have noticed by now that I can't see well in the dark. My
Yes.
friend is the one who led me to this chalk. There's some deeper down in the cave. It's what I thought you came here for in the first place.
Is that the stone that you have been drawing with? The letters?
Yes, I make an exchange. I exchange a part of myself for his assistance.
I see. You are a witch. I did not know.
Yep. I kind of look down, almost a little hurt by you saying this.
Yeah, I'm a bit like I don't know what I just said, or I don't know, like there's like a lot being lost in translation here, as I'm just like, I don't did that anger her? Like I just kind of step back a little bit. Clearly very very afraid of you at this moment.
I look back up at you. Well, I never quite understood exactly what that word meant. But I don't think it applies to me.
Do you know of the craft of the wood, or do you know how to say the words, the old words?
I know the language of my kin. Does that count?
Yes. No, it is not the language of the flower fae that we are speaking now, but it's something else. There is another who is of us, and I gesture over to sort of do a circle with my hand. He should be coming soon, hopefully. Perhaps he will know more. I need to go get some bone meal if I do not wish to anger your friend or you. I will.
I can see inside you, and I know that you're just trying to help. But I'll have to thank you for not continuing on with this. I wouldn't want Rustin to be hurt.
I look shocked and just like really taken aback when you say that. And I kind of wrestling with a lot of conflicting emotions. surprise, anger, guilt, fear, care, concern. All these things are trying to like wage a war in my just for my face.
While you're doing
I
that,
easily, I quickly, yep, good.
I've been staring at your eyes most of the time. Most of the time that I look at you, aside from the one time I was looking at your antlers. But when you're feeling these different emotions, you see that I look over. I view you from your hooves to your antlers. I look up and down you and looking through you.
Yeah, and as you sort of like the spotlight analysis, as if you're able to see into my very soul. I retreat a little bit. I will be back. I will need to get some bone meal. Warm winds to you. I say a common Dazazese, Freyin sort of goodbye. Never heard me say it before, but it's kind of like.
I make no response, just watching you still.
I then head outside, just unsure what to make of you, and I'm hoping that bar Chichi B Makio is going to come back very soon, as soon as possible.
And and as you exit, you actually see him approaching.
So I almost run into you. Boom! Ah!
Ow.
I look up his shoe. Yeah, like my antlers kind of stab into your bark a little bit. Oh man, that hurts.
Ow.
Ow.
Where would Rockbeak be at this point? I think we didn't cover what he was doing.
Yeah,
He's just trying to heal himself. He's just trying to get his health
He's
back.
inside
so
the cave, I guess, just hanging out.
He's probably just like sleeping. I don't know. He's just chilling,
All
just
right,
hanging out.
please continue.
Dadaku Chichi B Makia. I say out loud.
Hello, Oenir. And I kind of lift up the mask that I'm wearing, like just high enough so you can see me smile.
Yeah. So I see you have the mask now. That's new. Are you still wearing the straw hat?
I'm still wearing the straw hat.
Very cool.
I've also got some more colorful clothes.
Nice. I've still got my straw hat that you gave me, but it's really, really messed up now. Like it's almost falling apart.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to make a new one.
So I grab your you're very tall, so I grab your sort of fist and I kind of nuzzle up against it as sort of a greeting.
Aw. What
You're come.
was the person you put away the amulet as you met them? I
Oh.
kind of tilt my head.
That is one known as Relia. Relia. She's inside. I want you to look at her. I want you to make sure if she's safe. If we are safe. And I sound very concerned.
You seem afraid.
Yes, please. She's inside. Come. And I start like jumping or jump behind you, and I start to attempt to push you, or even just like try to lead you along. Just like, come, please, like hurry up. Come on, hurry up. Just like get inside.
So I'm going to kind of like just. Okay, I'm going to move into the cave carefully. Now, this implies that I'm doing so slower than normal, but well, very, very slow. So let's. I don't know. I'm getting in there at my own pace. Let's say. So
And I am still trying to push you in.
Are you going to attempt to push him even as he tries to
Like,
walk off the narrow path?
Not like like not obviously to endanger him, but
Yeah.
like if as in the moments where it's safe to walk, I will attempt to kind of like help him get there
carry me
quicker.
along.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
that
as far as I'm
would be
concerned,
dangerous to push him along that small path.
yeah, no way, not that, no way. But yeah, I definitely want to get the speaking tree, the holy speaking tree, to look at this strange alien, as far as I'm concerned. This beautiful alien that can see things and just speak to dead people, and she's, I'm terrified and awed by her, and I want the speaking tree to make sure that she's okay. Or if she's not okay, then we get rid of her, because I don't know. But even then, that idea is just like painful. I don't know.
Like, I've seen it in a started before, like startled, but like this
I'm very
level
eager.
of like terror is weird.
Yeah, it's not quite like a out of fear and terror, but it's very excited.
Yeah. I'm going to ask, in character voice, saving time by not actually doing it.
Yep.
Are Kel and Rockbeak safe? Are they still alive?
Yes, Rockbeak is inside. He's resting, and Kel went out to go and look at the ocean again. I believe that's where you went,
would
Kel.
have seen Kel on the beach, and he would have waved.
Well, there you go.
A quick note to everyone watching and playing, just in case you don't know, all water in Kvegathel is fresh water.
Yes.
And you could literally just go down to the ocean and drink if you get thirsty. The entire water on Kvegathel is all Leviathan, and Leviathan is all fresh water, just as a note.
Huh.
I'm kind of like, yeah, I guess I would have had something to drink as well. I'm gonna offer some of the berries and fruits and roots and shit that I have to Oenir as we're getting there. Once we get to the mouth of the cave, I'm going to kind of like, I can't see in the dark, so I'm using my walking cane to just like map out the floor in front of me.
I think we'll probably have a fire going.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
So
constantly,
closer to the
yeah.
entrance. Yeah, closer to the entrance, so everything's good. I am going to. Would your character, my good friend, be sitting at the fire?
I am.
Thomas, yes.
And also Rockbeak is sleeping nearby as well, I think he said.
Yes. So I'm going to extend. So essentially, the light coming from outside is blocked by a tree which slid into view, and it's pointing a very long, very thick quarterstaff, sort of like if it was any thicker, it'd be a log. Kind of slowly in your general direction towards the fire. And as I'm getting closer, I guess a perception roll. What this thing is, or academics roll.
To understand what it would be an occult roll.
An occult roll, okay. Well, I've learned some occult from.
Oh no! I was saying for him.
Oh yes, right.
For you, you can recognize it as a Freyine. You've seen enough on the island, and you've been around Kel and stuff. You recognize what he is as a Freyine. There's nothing abnormal about him at all. He's a very standard Freyine.
So and that's Thomas, a very standard Freyine.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're rather attractive, but that doesn't mean much to you.
To me,
But
yeah.
um, they are they are very attractive and good looking, as little as it means to you. But other than that, they look like a normal frame. Kel,
No,
Yeah.
I guess, much taller than they are, though. They are only 5'9", and Kel is well over 6 feet. So
Is this person currently armed?
no, they are not. And I will let him take it away to describe exactly what you see of his character.
Yes.
Well, first of all, is Oenir still behind him? Behind the tree?
Yes, yes.
Alright, well, Bill, you notice that I am, well, just a standard trained female. I have no weapons or anything, armed with anything at all. Not even like a pack or anything, just a tattered dress, like a slave rags, really.
Hmm. And what? Okay. And what sort of like if these rags had a color once, what color would they have been? I guess.
I mean, they're looking pretty bad.
Alright.
They could have been maybe brown or something gray. They're really dirty
Alright.
now, and
Alright.
they're
So it's not like they are like they have sort of any religious significance.
no,
From what
they're rough. Anything they might have had before is gone now.
Yeah, been through the wars. I guess I'd be like, yeah, just moving my staff left and right to catch different angles in the firelight, and then kind of like, if I'm not being spoken to or addressed, just kind of duck in under the cave entrance. Like my character's incredibly tall, but he's very like he's always hunched over, so he's not really at his true height. He doesn't really get above like 6 foot, but if he were to stand up straight, he'd be like 7.5 feet tall, roughly. He's a very tall boy. And yeah, as I move into the firelight, he's it's essentially it looks like a great big tree just walked in. He's got a mask covering his face, which looks to have like two sort of smooth branches or maybe tusks pointing out either side of him. He's got long and like gnarled thin hands and arms. His fingers are like multi-jointed, and there's like looks to be like lichen or moss, maybe bits of vegetation growing on him, or like perhaps lodged there. He's a odd-looking character.
Yeah, especially his long tusks.
Yes.
That's amazing a sight this is.
Sorry, after you.
You go ahead.
So would you have seen, with your occult roll, whatever, like, or before this, would you have seen any orcs before?
No, I I seem very puzzled, and seeing this amazing sight before me, I look straight to Oenir, and with my eyes widen a bit. Oenir.
This is Dada Chichi Biamakia.
I had no
This is the
idea that you were.
speaking tree.
I had no idea that you were such a great hunter. That you would bring living firewood.
I look like confused at that. Like, what? No, this is not firewood. I look a little bit like, just a little bit disgusted at the idea.
When I was gathering.
Extra onion bags. Extra onion bags. Extra onion
Meet
bags.
yourself, Phil. Phil,
No,
mute yourself.
sorry. Yes.
Go ahead,
I'm
Thomas.
like, I'm gonna be like, firewood my ass. Um, no, just like kind of, just kind of plant my staff more firmly as I kind of hobble into the room and sit myself opposite the fire from the Freyan woman.
I was gathering these sticks to make this fire. It looks a lot like them. Are you sure that's not firewood?
I am not for burning.
And you can speak as well.
He's
Very
alive.
bad.
It is
Yeah,
a holy tree, a speaking tree.
My character kind of says, I am not for burning. And then just kind of like plops into place as he finally manages to sit down. Something which you would notice, Joshua, is that my character is incredibly slow. Like his movements are very long, drawn out, and take a while.
Yeah. So in this moment, I say, no, this is the speaking tree, and yes, he is very, very wise and very good. He is not for burning. I know you need to burn things every night to see, but he is not that. He is. I look over towards him. He's a friend. He is home. A home.
I'm very sorry. I have never seen such a creature before.
My character's gonna say, no hard feelings. As he,
Sorry, can you repeat that in a normal voice? Sorry, because there is some background noise, so I couldn't hear it.
It's okay. My character's basically just gonna say no hard feelings. And like again, lift up the the lift up the part of his like kind of like mask. It's like a cloth mask. It just hangs from underneath, from like the top of his head down between his tusks down to like the nape of his neck. It's not cloth. It's like woven out of like tree fibers and like bits of vine. Like he's gonna lift it up and like hang it over the side of one of his tusks, keeping his eyes covered. Your Joshua, your character wouldn't know how I would see out of it, but yeah, he's just going to tilt his head to one side and smile, and he's going to introduce himself. He's going to repeat the name. Uh, so you've heard Jono say my character's name. It would take a long time for me to say it. So yeah, Dada Dashia Dimashia. And he is going to extend one of his hands over the fireplace to where the Freyan woman is sitting in a friendly gesture. He wants to shake your hand, presumably, or tear it off.
As you were speaking this out, I go over, I approach you, and I sit on my knees next to you, and I try to touch like what I would assume to be like your cheek when you expose yourself with your smile. I touch that.
Yeah, like they're jutting out from my lower jaw. So, yeah, upper jaw or lower jaw? I don't actually know. and they're like curled up, like you know the trolls out of World of Warcraft,
Mhm.
a bit like their tusks. But mine looks like more. It's less ivory and more like polished wood. It's kind of the sort of
Yeah.
vibe that you get.
I slowly
Kinda
run a
like this.
finger down your tusk.
Um, I'm used to people touching and feeling me up because I'm strange. So I'm just going to take it and politely wait for her to finish.
I slowly like poke like. Is there any like normal? Is there any normal flesh upon you, or is it just like your whole skin is all just like wood?
It's the part of the flesh that you would see as normal, I guess, is more like is green and is green and leathery. Um, it's it's halfway between like flesh and wood. It's a bit like you know how like a fern or a grass is with that, or like a leaf, that sort of texture.
Uh-huh.
There's like green and fibrous, and like it doesn't like it feels kind of like smooth and weird, a bit like that instead of skin.
I poke it and I try to feel the consistency of it, and
My character's going to ask, "And who are you?" It takes a long time for me to say this again.
just poking you the whole time. Just sort of
Yes, no,
feeling
that's fair.
consistency and
My
and
character is weird.
my name is Relia. I am a Fane. And I stop poking you. I believe you're here to inspect me on whether or not I am this witch, as I've heard.
So
Not
my
Is
sure
she?
what
character,
that is.
I just look.
so
Is she?
I get excited like, witch, and
She
like
she
I'm
has
like,
a she has a friend, and I point over towards a giant skeleton in the corner of the room. She speaks to him.
and I kind of like, and my character kind of shifts in position, like a little bit uncomfortable. It's like, not witch, necromancer, which is a dirty word
Oh,
in Dazazian. And then I repeat that in Thruxer to you.
Kel will return at this time and say, who's the necromancer now?
I just
I
point
thought-
over at Lashley. Yeah, just point over towards Aurelia.
I glance over there to you, Cal, as you ask this. Glance.
He just smirks and says, "Oh, I know a couple of them." He just smirks deviously and goes and sits down and eats one of his mushrooms. He's got a kind of a large sea bass hanging from the end of his spear, and he just drops the thing in Rockbeak's lap. So he gets slapped with a dead fish in the crotch, or what passes for a crotch on a turtle.
He's just like, what? What the fuck? Oh, yes. He just does. Just starts eating.
So wait, you can reach your head around. So it's canon now that if Rockbeak really wanted, he could suck his own dick.
No. I don't
Jesus
think-
Christ.
I don't think he'd want to. His beak is way too sharp.
Jesus Christ.
Playing with fire right there.
Hey, it's canon.
That's where you guys went
canon.
with that.
Fuck's sake.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you. You're fantastic, bro.
No worries. That's why I'm here to help. I'm just gonna.
All right.
Like,
Back in character.
yeah,
here, as
Dara's
we
gonna
were.
like turn around and be like, Rockbeak, greetings, and he's gonna reach over and like pat you on the shell I guess.
Well, yeah, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. There's fish all over the place.
And I'm gonna turn my attention back to the necromancer. And just like, you follow the second pillar of esoteric magics. And like I'm kind of like, and like nobody can see this, but I'm squinting.
I pause a long moment. Oh yes, this.
Sorry?
I pause a long moment, just kind of staring at you, a little puzzled after you ask this. I tilt my head a little and. I'm very sorry, but I don't understand what you're talking about.
Do you worship Tool, God of Death?
I have given my soul to my creator.
Your creator, Dazazia? And then,
Indeed.
like,
Very good, tree man. He'll actually draw it on the floor with the chalk and Van. Can you read too?
yes.
Oh, Oenir.
When you touch the talk, I have Latin.
He just picks up the chalk, like, just never mind. You just here. And he puts it back.
Oenir, can you not read?
No. Shamefully.
No.
Cannot read.
Shamefully.
Yes.
I can teach you. My character kind of like smiles.
Oh, thank fuck.
Really?
Now you can do it. Yes, he will do it. I won't. You have fun with her, by the way.
I look excited.
Well, as I'm kind of like looking at like, I don't know what you mean by having fun with somebody because, just sort of womanizer.
Sorry.
Sorry. And then again, it's like, Jazazi is not a god of death. And I look at the Freyan, who I've yet to learn the name of, and I'm looking at her like she's lying to me. Well, I'm putting my staff in her general direction like she's lying to me.
Seems you are aggressively pointing your weapon at me.
Oh, this? I did look at the stuff. I'm going to pause on the character voice again. This is how I see. And then I tap it on the floor.
Oh, I understand. Well,
Yeah, I look surprised as well.
it looks as if you distrust me. Although I'm being honest with you.
What you're saying doesn't make sense. How do you speak with the dead?
Well, it happened when I was young.
And
I
like, go on, please. Sorry.
was going to rest into my trance as us Freyans do. And I glance towards Kel as I say this.
Kel
Yeah.
just smiles.
I heard a whisper. And I realized that I wasn't alone. I had concentrated too hard. And I could see things. that I shouldn't really see.
I'm gonna be like, squinting. It's like, not the dream, the dam. I'm sorry, not the dam. That's completely different. Not, not the dream, the Ghostlands.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that term.
Hmm. Blessed or cursed are you, child? Dangerous I yet do not know. Can you touch these ghosts?
No. I can only communicate with them.
Can they touch you?
Not that I know of.
We certainly hope that they can't touch her.
This is so strange.
Strange things are commonplace these days. It was like kind of like shrugs, and at this point, I'm going to again reach my hand across the fire and place it on the Frey's shoulder, and say, um, "We are a band of strangers, and strange we are. You are welcome here." As I I don't know, welcome this new person.
As you say this, I look down, almost as slightly trying to hide it, and as well, Oenir or anyone who would be looking close enough notices that my eyes begin to well up slightly with tears.
Yeah, I noticed. And I look a bit relieved that this strange one has gotten the speaking tree's blessing. So I slightly smile.
Yeah, and then I turn back to the yeah, I turn back to Anir, and yeah, just say, uh, do you know how to write your name?
Oh, Kel showed me earlier. I forgot.
No, let me teach you. So I'm gonna look around for some dirt to write in, or some writing utensils to write with. Grab some charcoal from the fire, which I'm gonna ask somebody
Kel
else to grab
picks
for
up
me.
a bit of chalk and he quick writes her name on a rock. Here, use this.
Oh, thank you. As I kind of my head doesn't turn to where you wrote the chalk on the wall, but my arm reaches out and takes it from
I
you.
stand up.
Oh, I'm gonna write her name on your arm then.
Oh, okay.
As I see this happening, I stand up,
There you go.
Well,
And I'll just hand the chalk
begging,
back.
going in your general direction, Kel.
No, I'm just handing the chalk back to her.
Oh, okay. I'm I'm gonna look at okay. I'm gonna turn to the Frey and be like, sorry. May
I begin to
I
try to
have
take both of my
the
pieces of chalk back.
It's like, may I have the chalk? I say sort of slowly, and it's like, sorry.
Just take my chalk back, and
Oh, okay.
I go back to my little corner, sit down.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of shrug, being like, okay, she's using it. And ask Oenir to come outside with me so I can draw in the dirt. Or in
I
the
look up
sand with the feet.
at Oenir when you ask this.
Yeah, I look at you.
And I kind of sort of play with the chalk in my hand a little bit, like I'm almost looking uncomfortable. You need to learn how to read and write.
Yes, I don't know how. I've never been shown.
I'm very sorry. I would offer to teach you myself, although I don't think you'd understand my writing. No one really does. So, my hand began to tremble a little bit. Here. You can use this. As I slowly extend the talk to you.
I look at you and the chalk and hesitate slightly, but then I reach over and I gently take it from you and I kind of hold it as if it's like something precious. Like I don't quite understand the significance of this, but it looks like it's important to you. But I nod and I
look a bit defeated, and I just sit there and stare into my lap. Afterwards,
that sort of look, I say, this is precious to you. This is special.
yes,
Just like
I would not deny anyone being able to learn how to read and write themselves. I just wish that I could be your teacher.
I know what it means to hold on to something which is precious. And I take out, with my other hand, I take out that medallion and hold it in my hand. No, please. You should keep this. This is your special thing. I hand you back the chalk, and I say, but I would like to learn. Both of you can teach me.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, we could teach her together, and like I'm kind of like smiling, I guess.
My eyes begin to well up a little again, and this time, the first time you see me look anything close to being actually angry, as I kind of grip the chalk tightly. I mean it. I can't help you in any way. You wouldn't understand. So please take this so you can learn.
I look puzzled, but I then do take the chalk back.
I'm a little relieved when you do take it.
Yes, thank you.
Can you read or write?
What?
Can you read or write?
I ain't got no time for that. I ain't learned none of that stuff. I need to read nothing.
Out of character voice again. I keep upsetting. I can teach you if you want.
I'd rather, get off this fucking island, That'd be better.
That's good. That makes sense. We gotta take, and I'm gonna try to draw the attention of everybody in the room. We need to focus on finding the lead siren.
The lead siren? The leader?
Storm shark, the large one.
One of those blue fish people that attacked us and forced us here?
Yes.
Why do we need to find them?
My grandfather will bless us and help us leave if we slay him. Or
Truly.
steal from him a powerful artifact I say, like, powerful, artifact. There we go. Thanks.
And so what? So your grandfather will help us off this isle if we find this artifact?
He wears it around his neck.
But there are so many of them. They're all around the island. They attacked our ship, and there were dozens of us on the ship, and they still took us. They beat Kel and Rockbeak, and they broke my finger.
We don't need to deal with all of them, just one.
Do you know where we can find him?
Give me time, and I can tell you where he is whenever we need to know where he is. Wherever he goes, I will know exactly where he is. In time.
I see. Well, we need some time still because Kel and Rockbeak are still not healed up. But hopefully soon they will be. This seems to be a safe place that we found here.
Yes.
We have away from cover, from eyes. It's smelly and dirty, but it's better than being out in the middle of the forest. And
Yes.
we have to watch out. If we go into the forest, there are these huge dragons, huge beasts. And yes, there was this slug creatures that I mentioned a few days ago. Speaking tree. These beasts, I saw their home. They look like they could bend wood, or they were shaping it, or something. They did something strange to the wood, and they spoke in a language that sometimes I think it might be similar to the ones you know how to speak.
Oh.
Thereabouts, for me, it is a few hours inland. There is a swamp. For you, it will take a little bit longer, but no more than half a day, I think. That is another place we can go. But we have to be careful. But the slug creatures, they are aggressive. One of them tried to sneak up on me and hit me with something, so I threw a rock at it, and then it was eaten by a giant monster. Serves the right.
Maybe I can speak with them. Maybe we can make allies, make friends.
Maybe. But they are not like you. They are not kind. They are hateful. They are evil. You have to be careful. And if they can bend wood, then they can maybe use it against us.
What sort of trees were they?
It is not a kind that I'm familiar with from my home, but I have seen some of its kind. They look like wheat. Are you familiar with the tree Ijarian Ogun? How do I say it in Deziz? I said a word in Ajiran.
Oh, yeah.
Ijarian Ogun. How do I say it in Deziz? Crying willow, weeping willow. Maybe the translation is maybe wrong, but it looked like that. But it wasn't that. I know them. I've seen a few of them. It is similar. It is small trunks, small tree roots. I'll give you a description of the tree with my prestigious outdoorsman. I'm pretty familiar with these things and being a creature of the wild. So I'll give you a description of essentially a mangrove.
Yes, so I know it. And so I know it's definitely not an oak tree.
Yeah, you definitely know that, yeah.
Or it's not paid? Oh, okay. It's enough then. Yeah, so it's not an oak tree, not my grandfather. Yeah, I'm not sure we can. Yeah, I'm not sure we can trust them. And give me 1 second. I'm just going to pay for my
Sure, sure, sir.
pay for my
What do
pizza.
you think? Doris. What do you think? Kel, Rockbeak, and Aurelia.
Are you sitting down, by the way?
Yeah, like I'm sort of a generally an energetic kind of person, so I don't really usually like to sit down a lot. I usually like to pace, but I do eventually take a bit of a knee, but I avoid the fire.
When you sit down, I still have an expressionless face on. I looked a little bit troubled, but I seemed to calm down a little. And then I'm gonna crawl over there to you, like just crawl. I have I'm expressionless, but it might come off to you as a little seductive.
Mhm.
And I crawl over there to you. I sit down next to you, and then I reach up towards your ear. One of them.
Yeah, so I look at you with interest.
And then I begin slowly scratching behind your ear.
Okay. Yeah. So I look kind of puzzled. This is like a bit of a slight bit of discomfort for a second, but then I just kind of just relax a bit, and yeah,
I want to point out I have literally no guile, so my seduction attempts are nothing. But it seemed like it might have possibly been something. But
yeah. So
maybe,
I'm like I just think you're being kind of weird and friendly. So I'm trying to focus on myself a bit, make sure I'm not feeling any strange, like you're not casting any sort of foul, necromancy upon me. But like not feeling anything and just kind of like, this sort of basic gesture of grooming, I think. Oh, she's just gonna groom me. Okay, great.
I just grab your ear and
I
scratch
just
behind it and just grab it.
yeah. Yeah, so I it doesn't seem to bother me at all. And a little while later I look like I appreciate it.
Do you have high insight?
A bit 2 grades.
Alright, then you know that it seems I'm doing this to, well, not really in any sexual way or anything. It's just, I seem to be doing it to calm myself down.
Yeah, kind of like just grooming. You see me like get comfortable and then start to like get into it and just like, all right, you're done with this ear now this ear, and I then start to basically start to do the same. So I get my these claw like hands and I begin to run it like over your hair and just make sure it's all well kept. If there's any sort of dust or lichen that's caught onto it from inside this cave, like I get rid of that and just just tend to you and make sure that you're all groomed.
When you do this, you see
this is very normal.
a very faint, a very small smile on my face, and my face begins to glow a little.
And then Kel
And
comes in
as
and
you-
says, "Hey, ladies, can I join in?"
as you kind of glow like that, I look at you with like wonder and awe that is clearly painted on my face. You definitely can tell that I'm starting to warm up to you, big time. But yeah, what is Kel and Rockbeak sort of doing? As
Rockbeak is just finishing that fish. What was left of it? There's nothing but bones left. There's nothing left. Eyeball, everything's gone. He's eating everything, and he just
leave me the bones. I need the bones.
well, he just tossed the bones to you. He don't want them. And he just burps a little bit, and yeah, well, I mean, I'm all down for killing some people. I don't care. Whoever gets off this island even faster, So I mean, I'm down for whatever Tree Man wants to do.
Kel is stretched out on his little grass sleeping mat and just absent-mindedly and just dismissively waves at you guys like, all right, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Well, that is easy. I think, as I'm sort of just grooming Aurelio, I think now what we are going to do is we're going to wait until you, Kel, and you, Rockbeak, are well enough and stay here and keep this place safe. I will look around the forest and keep an eye out for anyone who should come. If anyone should come, then we should know, and we should be able to deal with it. I feel a lot safer here. And I look genuinely a little bit happier as I'm looking around at this strange motley group of aliens. But I feel definitely comforted, even with the sick fascination with burning wood and everything that is sacred. I think after you two rest and are well fed and healthy, then we should probably go to this strange slug creatures and at least find out what they are, and if they are enemy, then we must deal with them. If they're not, then maybe they can help us. But I agree with the speaking tree. I think if there is a way that we could, I kind of look over towards Da. If there is a way that we could get help off of this island from the help of the trees, then that is the best. After all, the ships that we are upon were made of trees, and so it only makes sense that we should make our own ship and get off the same way that we came here. That we have to then. Yep.
None of us are, shipwrights or nothing. I can't build no damn boat. Can you build a boat with those long, gangly little fingers?
No, Rockbeak, but Rockbeak, that is why I was saying earlier that the slug creatures can bend wood. They could bend us into a ship.
Hey, I thought he was trying to kill you. I mean, did you have a conversation with them, or did he try to kill you? Because how do you know they can bend wood? For all we know, they're just giant slugs that want to just, kill people and whatnot.
You seem a bit caught off by that. Like, yes, he did try to kill me, but I saw that their village was made of bent wood. Like I don't know.
I can bend wood.
You can?
I am carpenter. Good carpenter.
Yeah, but don't you love trees? I mean, cutting down trees and killing them and building a boat out of your friends' innards and whatnot. It's kind of grotesque, isn't it? I mean, I'm all for it, but I thought you kind of liked them.
Some trees are good. Some are just normal trees, and some should be destroyed and turned into boats. Trees are good and evil and different, like people are.
And just as a note, you would all remember that Rockbeak had a hard time, even with his beak, cutting through one of the bark of the trees on this island. So cutting down trees might be a bit difficult for you.
So, I mean, we got a game plan then, right? Me and Kel, we get all, buff and healthy again. We go to the slug people, see what's up with them, and if not, we got Tree Man here to go make a ship out of trees for us and whatnot, right? Okay, good.
And
but in order for that to happen, so go ahead.
And I said, and we can kill all the slug people while we're at it.
Well, if they can bend wood for us, then that would be better than just. They're so disgusting. You should have seen it. It is like his cheek, and I point over towards Rockbeak.
Hey, rub my cheek a little bit. It's a fine cheek.
It is like a whole body of his cheek.
That is a disgusting body looking at Rockbeak's cheek.
All right, you two can just go to all the hells. It's all of them.
Stand up and I approach Rockbeak.
Oh, what? You want some of this cheek too? Cheek's not for sale.
Go there to your. I place both my hands on your face.
Give him a kiss.
Oh, now.
Just pucker.
What are you doing?
I just stare at you in the eyes.
Only got one eye.
Be sure to look into the good eye.
Like, okay,
Look,
what?
I'm looking in both, and like the general area of your eye, and then I look and just kind of scanning over your face.
What are you doing? What's going on right here?
I would keep my hands away from his beak.
There's still some fish, hanging off that too. I mean, our breath is rank.
I kind of push the fish back up that's hanging off into your mouth.
Okay, you hopefully pull your finger out pretty fast.
I do it very quickly. I just
I had that fish in there. I'm just gulp it down. I'm confused. Is this some sort of like mating ritual or something? I don't know what's going on here. Guys, help me out here.
No,
you doing?
you're on your own.
I'm just watching. Like I stand up and I'm just watching. Just wonder like what's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, Toots. I'm not interested. I don't want to mate with you.
You don't look all that bad to me.
Oh.
No.
Well, I'm not that bad.
Kiss him.
What is
Come
he
on,
talking
Ray.
about over there? What's the kiss?
I just slowly take my hand down.
Close your beak and lean forward. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rugby closes his beak and he just stretches his neck out. He's like, look, this is how it's supposed to do it.
I start gently scratching your neck a little bit, kind of massaging it a little bit as you lean it out.
Hey, what are you? Oh, that felt pretty good there.
This is nice.
Yes, that is kissing. There you go.
Is this what you wanted?
Hey, this kissing thing ain't too bad. Yeah, do the other side now.
Kale's about ready to pee his pants on the floor. He's rolling now.
Rock Meek will just like move his neck to the other side. Come on now, kiss this side too now.
I start rubbing and scratching that side too.
His foot will start, thumping down like a dog. Like, oh yeah. I tell you what, I can use this kissing stuff over here now.
I start to approach. I approach from behind, and as he's sort of inspecting, sort of like Rockbeak's head, I kind of look over and say, "Yes, I've been also looking at this as well. Look how weird his gills are over there." I start poking it, and it's like as if like two people are just like one's like scratching your neck and just kind of like grooming you. The other person is just like, "Well, what about this? This is so weird." And just poking you. And it's like,
no, what are you doing? You're messing the kissing up now. Come on, get out of here.
No, this is good. Hold him like that. I can apply some more ointment. I rush over to like the
head back in the shell. He just goes back into his shell.
I rush over to the bench and I said, "Come on, Rockbeak, I need to reapply these."
Nope, it's like someone threw cold water on the crotch. He's back in his shell. He's gone.
Come on! And I start like echoing inside your shell.
Hey, stop it.
I stand there confused, just watching this happen.
Daw is uncomfortable.
I learned that this part, and I knock against his shell, that is not his skin. That will not heal. But the soft bits, and I just poke at like your elbow, that is of flesh. It's so
I could have told you that's made of wood.
Why didn't you? It took me 2 days to find that out.
Well, I mean, you didn't ask. I mean, look at. I hold my hand. Look, my finger used to be. Look at this. Of course, it ain't no shell. It's my finger. It's flesh.
Yes, it still looks really bad.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I don't need you prodding and prodding all over me and whatnot. Your gangly little hand fingers now. I'll take care of it now.
A little about Barbary. I'd be happy to help you with it if I can.
I can handle it. Okay, you guys are just cramping me now. Okay, I got this. Okay, I can take care of my finger, or what's left of it.
You can't. That's why you lost it.
I lost it because those bastards, they decided to cut it off. Like the fucking pansies they are. They wouldn't do it when I was untied. Sons of bitches.
Yes. And you ate their hand. I saw it.
Well, I ate the finger. It wasn't too bad.
I kind of then like move my hands away from you. When you say that,
I mean,
Like,
it wasn't Fey meat. Did you see it? You think you see his one eye wink a little bit.
yeah, I'm kind of. Definitely. That's definitely effective. I moved back, and yes, Arena, I also know a little bit. My mother and my aunts and sisters taught me a little bit. I was was a little bit good at this, and I can practice on him. I just knock your shell.
I'm not
I'm
some
learning a little bit
experiment,
more.
okay? You know, I can't die. I don't want to die now.
Oh, you're fine. Look at you. You look. You have taken so much hurt and so much damage that someone like Kel would have died 3 times over. You're still alive.
Oh, oh, ow! Oh, I see how it is.
I just
see how
waddle
it is.
over. I waddle over to Kel and I just extend my arm like, hey buddy, can you kiss me right here? It's got a little itch right there.
I'm not kissing any part of you.
Oh come on, Fred, it's right there. I can't get it. My claw just won't reach.
Ask the girls.
They're being mean over there. I won't mess with them. They're trying to do experiments on me. Come on, just give me a quick kiss right here, man. Come on.
He whips out a dagger, else I'll kiss you with this. You get away from me.
Oh, fine. He just mumbles to himself, goes off and trying to scratch under his arm over there. He just can't quite reach it.
You see
like it.
Arella and Oenir in the corner, just kind of like conspiratorially sort of huddled over like just an insane plethora of like random ingredients of mushrooms, fungi, clam shells, bone meal, and all these wild, crazy looking like the spikes of a blowfish, like all this crazy stuff that we've just gathered.
You do hear one
this one over
normal.
here.
You do hear one normal sentence though. That's yeah. Oenir, am I really being mean?
You're being very, very mean.
What? Being mean? Like unpleasant?
Quite bloody mean.
So I look
No.
down a little.
Cal's being very sarcastic at this point.
No, I don't understand. Don't worry about Rockbeak. I kind of look over at him like I don't know what to call him or say about him. He is different. But
I'm a Chthon.
A what?
I'm a Chthon. That's what I am. It's like you're a deer lady and he's a tree man. He's tall, pointy ears, you know?
Kind of give you a look like that's what you are? Not a Rockbeak.
No,
Nah,
Rockbeak is my
he a
name.
Rockbeak. Yeah, oh.
That is your name.
Yeah, no, I'm a Chthon. Wait, you didn't know that? You thought I was a Rockbeak? That's my name.
That's what everyone calls you.
Well, that's my name, right? I mean, we call you Oenir, but you're not a Oenir, right? I mean, you're a deer lady.
I was so confused for so long. I was in first part and I saw people riding Rockbeaks down the streets on carriages and chariots.
Wait, what the hell? What the hell? You saw someone riding Chthons on the street?
Yes,
Who are
everywhere.
these people who are
On the
wealthy enough to ride Chthons?
Those dirty
No, but
bitches.
they were much bigger than you, and they didn't have a shell like yours, but they would eat grass and.
Oh, you're talking about Opalang, right? They're not Chthons.
They would leave. No, I'm
They're
talking about
very
Rockbeaks.
related,
They would
though,
leave these
closely.
big dungs on the streets, and they'll smell, and the satyrs would walk out into the streets and fall into them, and after they drank the poison.
I tell you what, man. Maybe I should have stayed with the clan. This is some crazy shit going on here.
That's a good question. Where are you from?
I'm too tired to deal with this shit right now, okay? I'm just gonna go over here now. And Rockbeak just waddle off into a corner.
I just kind of like slightly sigh, but definitely enjoying the strange banter. I look over at Aurella, and Yeah, well, don't worry. Don't worry. Here, if you help me with this, I've gathered some things, and I'm still not sure exactly what this does. And I point over towards some lichen. I think it's something similar to what I saw in along the road. They would grow in meadows, where the sun would touch. I'm not sure. And I kind of just take you through some random ingredients. Some of them, if you've got grades in barber or any decent outdoorsman.
I have very
Look,
basic
most of them
knowledge
look.
of. But I seem to be very interested in you teaching me.
Yeah, so I sort of go through and just chat some theories about what this stuff does, and I explain to you like I've been eating some of these, and I feel a little bit sick about this one, but this one makes me feel a little bit happy, and this one makes me, and so like I'm sort of describing to you the different various effects of these different ingredients on the body, and if I mix this with bone meal, then it creates a bit of a hard paste, and that's why Rockbeak is still walking around, and just kind of just go through the different kind of stuff. So just like a little bit of a lesson on apothecary sort of style, natural herbs, ointments, remedies,
As you're teaching me
style of
this,
barbery.
you notice I'm very interested, but it's pretty clear that you get the you understand that I'm sort of slow in the head. Like it's hard for me to understand some things.
I'm patient. I'm very patient with you, and I'm definitely warming up, definitely big time to you. So like I'm very happy to just take you through and just to teach you a little bit, and also ask you what you think about certain things. And after a little while, I'll ask you about. And so I thank you for this, what you gave me, this chalk. I hope I will hold it dear.
I intend on using it again after I follow you and your party. Because I'm looking for inspiration for more poems. And I need experience for that.
Poems. I see. That is very good. I like poems. I like them a lot. We would speak various songs and poetry in my village, and we would dance as well. In those nights when they were without fear, in those nights when they were without violence. I'd like to hear some one day soon.
I'm very sure that you and your party have. I'm going to mention them, are the feelings you've made me feel in my next. I'm
I smile at that.
very grateful. You're very kind.
Yeah, and I definitely look at you like, oh wow, like you're so great. It's almost painful. Yeah, so that's basically what I suppose we'll be doing. So I don't know, like I think Alan, unless anyone else wants to sort of do anything, I think we're pretty set to go for the next couple of days of healing up and stuff. I will be
Right.
doing as much barbarism upon Rock Beacon Kel, practicing
I'll be
my
helping with that
craft.
too, by the way.
Oh, excellent!
Ditto.
That's fantastic.
Ditto.
And
Oh, and
Phil's gonna have to wrap up soon. He said so.
yeah, I'm gonna have to drop soon. Sorry about this.
So I think we had a pretty good session so far. So I think we'll call it here for the sake of Phil, and we'll start with
Oh,
Phil's
okay.
soliloquy here.
Alrighty. Out of character voice. I remember it. I've met somebody new today. Somebody who's very kind. Somebody who looks after Oenir. She is very pretty, and I'm worried about how Kel will go with things. But That shouldn't be the first thing on my mind. Not today, not now. I need to make sure that I am up, awake, and alive. I need to make sure that what was put into my time and my charge is returned. I owe this not just to my grandfather, but to myself, and to my kin and my kind. For the gods are treacherous, and the night is dark. Who will stand against it except the true keepers of this land? And he's just gonna like sit down, wait for the girls to finish before he can start teaching, teaching Oenir and possibly Rockbeak some letters. At least get Rockbeak to know how to write his own name. That's like idea number one for the time being. Until we head off on our journey to meet the slug people, which my character's looking forward to.
All right, and next up we'll have Oenir.
Okay. So, as the night passes on this island of the lost, far away from home for seemingly all of us on this strange place, on this strange island, in this cave, this sanctuary filled with artistic murals, depictions of an ogre's trials and tribulations throughout all this cave. And as Oenir, as I look around at this strange motley of companions, of something like the closest word I could think of in Aegean would be the Aegean word for pack sisters or pack mates. This family. As I look around and my eyes settle upon Aurelia, as I'm sort of teaching her some things I've learned about the herbs and fungi and medical reagents of the island. I look at her and I think to myself, she is so beautiful, so stunning, so full of light. It is like looking upon the sun, the rising dawn, pulled by our raised chariots, but she is Freyin. She is a female. She is to be killed. That is, she asked me earlier, she asked me what was my first time at killing someone. It was a Freyin, like her, just like her, a woman, a competitor, just like her. But that was the only way I knew. That was the custom, the way that our people would have to hunt in order to survive. We would stalk out at night on the cover of darkness as the twin eyes shone down under the gaze of our hateful creator. We would sneak out into the Rotherland and we would find the villages. We would climb the walls. We would break into their homes and we would kill the women and bring back the men to the dark woods. That is the hunt. That is the cycle of life for me and my people. And she looks so similar to the one I fell upon so long ago when I was so young. I wanted to impress my mother, my aunts, my sisters, to show them that I could be a warrior, that I could be strong, that I could be the best one day, the leader, the alpha. Sometimes I think about that, and I saw that creature in the eyes, in the face of Aurelia. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be that anymore. No more. Not someone like this that I've come to know her and come to know Kel and Rockbeak and the Speaking Tree. It's not so simple that these are just merely play, merely food, merely something to be taken before you yourself are taken. No, these are, looking over Rockbeak, these are people. Different, alien, strange, smelly, but still people. They struggle, they need to eat, they need to sleep or trance, they need to survive. And I think about all the people that I've hurt, and all the Freyin that I've hurt, and Kel as well. And though I still tremble, though there is still that hunger, that monster in me that wishes to protect my property, my livestock, I look over Kel, my source of food, away from any that would trespass upon my territory. As I then look at Aurelia. But that is the past. That was how it was in the forest, in the dark forest, the evil forest. But this is a new land. I want to find a new way, and I will try. No matter how hard it is, I have to. I have to. And then I look down at what I have in my clawed, monstrous hands, as claws. And in it, I have three items which are precious to me. The brooch of Are, the goddess of hope and dawn and chastity and the rising sun. The deer carving gifted by the great tree, and a piece of chalk, brilliant, a pearl-like stone. As I then look up into the face of Aurelia, as I'm showing her the different ingredients and Barbary, I see her glow slightly, and I feel the monster, the predator, slink back, gnashing its teeth in the depths of my soul, and something brighter leans forward closer towards the shining beacon of Aurelia. I feel pulled in two directions, but we shall see.
And then up next we'll have Kel.
Kel is lounging on his grass mat in his end of the cave. He's picked a ledge that's just slightly higher up. That's probably about like a standard mattress bed level, just a few inches to maybe less than a foot higher than the floor. He's got a small pile of personal belongings that's kind of like laying next to the wall, like just above his left shoulder. He stares at the ceiling. He's going over in his head the events of the past several chains. He incarcerating on an island, sold into slavery, but he's not done an ounce of slave work. So he smiles at that. He's treating this as an extended tropical holiday, but a holiday that you cannot escape from. He's well in his mind, wanting to leave, building a ship or at least a raft to get to the next island and hopefully this archipelago. We're going to need some sea charts, he thinks. Yeah, I am not familiar with these waters. The Cataclysite, yes, I could sail those islands, those reefs with my eyes closed. No, not these. But I am slowly on the mend. All is well besides that. He kind of, his left hand kind of glides over a bruise where his a couple of his bruised ribs on the left hand side, kind of winces at the pain and it just kind of shifts so he can get comfortable again. He finds himself lost in thought, and after a few moments of reconciling that, he keeps them silent. We'll see what the days come, what these next few chains bring.
Then we'll have Rockbeak up next.
Rockbeak is in his little corner, tucked into his shell. He just looks around at his friends who've assembled, and he's just wondering what the next day is going to bring. If he's ever going to get off this island, if he's ever going to go back to the mainland. He's hoping that once he gets strong and healthy again, they'll come up with a game plan. Hopefully overpower the local muscle, kill some sirens, maybe, hijack a boat if we don't build one. All these thoughts start racing through his head. And he just looks over at the new Freyine, and he just thinks about, oh man, that kissing was something else. Maybe I should start kissing more often. I don't know. I mean, Kel wouldn't kiss me, but no one else seems to be bothered by it. I mean, I could just get her to kiss me. That'd be nice. And he just tucks his head into his shell and just starts dreaming of, eviscerating and disemboweling ogres and sirens, and dreaming of the day he'll get off this island. If he'll get off the island. If not, then he'll just kill all the, sirens and those who worship him, and they'll just live here until somebody else comes along, a trade ship, and we'll eventually get back to the mainland. But he just, slowly drifts into slumber. Just thoughts of killing people and eating and getting off this God's forsaken island just lull him to sleep.
And then, last but not least, we have Relia.
This shell. No, not the one like Rockbeak has. The one that's been wrapped around my mind since birth. my wretched inability to express myself. And the only way I know how, no one really understands. My parents always told me that I was slow. But, well, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if I'm cursed or exactly what's causing it to me. How I ended up here. It was because someone was angry at me for, I don't know, being better than them. I never meant to hurt anyone in that way. And then I think I look at Oenir's face, and in my mind, I want to reach out to her and tell her how much it really means to me that she's here and that I don't have to be alone anymore with her and her party. And in my mind, it feels pretty good, and I feel like I have a pretty good way of saying it. But then, in reality, all it ends up being is I kind of playfully end up poking her nose with a blank expression. No matter what I do, I can't seem to really show my feelings. And it hurts me more than anything. Because no matter what I try, no one can understand what I'm feeling. My skill with this artistry and this writing, these poems, I hope they mean something one day. And I hope I can get better and tell stories that, even if it's long after my time, someone will be happy with and understand. I've killed before. I never wanted to, and I never wanted to pick up the sword in the first place. So apparently that's something that people actually saw me being good at. I could just, even if it was on this wretched island, and as long as I had, well, something like these people, then I'd be happy, and maybe I could make them happy too. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to fight again before this is over. May my arm forget its skill.
And with that, we will wrap up this session of Island of the Lost. Thank you all for joining us, and please do so again when we reconvene at our soonest convenience. I will update you all on my Facebook if we have to postpone again, but hopefully that will not be the case.
That should be okay. That's right, everybody. Thank you for watching this episode of Within the Ring of Fire, Island of the Lost Session 3. Tune in next week and watch the conspiracy unfold. Thank you very much.